Yo, this is your favorite host, Kelly Morigo. We are back here again for our today's iLead podcast, Beyond Roundtable. My name is Kelly Morigo and I'm going to be the host of today. We are here with my co-host,
Umugani Odell, welcome.
And one of the alumni from the iLead program.
Ivambe Kerene.
From which school?
From Gashora Girls Academy.
Yes, and one of the principals from the Eastern Province of Rwanda, from Cornerstone.
Peter Nkotanyi are my names.
Okay, thank you all for being here. So, Odile, do you have anything?
Of course. It is an honor to be sitting with these amazing people. And if you allow me, Kelly, I want to start with the lady in the conversation, Kerene. I've heard many things about you, and one of the things that you went through iLead program, right?
Yeah.
And you were into so many clubs, especially the poets related clubs, and you're doing so much.
Yeah.
Silver Foundation.
Sherry Silver.
Yeah, Sherry Silver
Foundation.
Yeah, and I want to start off with an introduction, your personal encounter with iLead, who you are and how that links up to the transition from iLead to now, the impact, but on the surface level at the moment. If someone wants to know the Kerene who got out of iLead, out of roundtables, who would that be?
Who would that be when she came out of high school and into all those clubs?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm Kerene. As I say that, I started the iLead program in senior 4 when I had just entered Gashora Girls Academy, and I guess that's when you can say that I started my leadership journey. I started by joining clubs as usual as everybody else did, but luckily, the clubs at Gashora Girls Academy give a lot of opportunities. So I joined the poetry club, the debate club, and the traditional dance troupe. It's called the Homburgwa. That's a lot. And I had more leadership roles. Per se, on the first night, actually, I was voted to be dorm captain of the senior 4 dorm, which is...
What is wrong with you? What is that with you that
it just follows me, I guess.
Tell us.
It just follows me. And I guess I started that, and then we got introduced to the iLead program, all in the first term of senior 4, if I remember well. Now, I learned a lot, you say it on the surface level. I learned a lot from iLead that helped me throughout my leadership, because out of all those clubs, by senior 5, I had some primary roles. Then in senior 6, I became actually the president of the poetry lab.
Wow.
And then that actually helped me to get opportunities and visibility. And that is how I actually continued with the connections that I kind of made out of high school. So throughout the iLead program, I learned a lot that helped me lead people. Right?
If I interrupt a little, you're saying that you incorporated iLead into the clubs that already exist, that you were learning. How is that? Like a scenario?
Okay, so...
anecdote.
A small anecdote. Can I give a small example?
Please do.
So, I was usually a person who uses emotions, not emotions, say instincts, right? And there's this lesson that we learned from iLead that talks about basically focusing on, yes, your emotions are important, but when you're going to make a decision, don't go according to your emotions because they can be misleading. Because when you're in a leadership position, sometimes you have to put aside the emotion aside and lead with integrity. And even if you have to use the emotional side, it has to be the positive side, positivity actually. And so that helped me a lot, especially when you have like an event that they just told you that you're going to perform here and there. And I remember that was the most prime example I can give is when I was in senior 6. That's when that was like, I guess, the final test. They told us we had an event on say Friday. And they say, and I was like, okay, I get the club together, say who wants to do this, who wants to do that. And they say, well, I'm available and this, but then again, this happens. So we had to, in summary, the people who were planned to be performing did not perform in the end.
Whoa.
So you had to
show up.
They didn't manage to do it.
I see.
Things happened. So I had to manage to keep my cool and even show up for the club.
I see.
And even make feasible decisions, even if I had a lot of other things that was going on.
Attitude.
attitude.
Yeah.
So basically positivity, and yeah, so that helped me. I guess it even helped me in my journey of becoming a creative director, in making pieces in different events and stuff, because well, you have to keep your cool, you have to keep the positive side, because if everybody else is going here and there and here and there and things are going crazy, you have to be the positive one.
That's an important thing, because
yeah.
in a head of a leader there's a lot going on.
True.
There is a lot.
True.
And you have to maintain that posture. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to be back to our principal Nkotanyi here in the room. So, Mr. Nkotanyi, this is all your time. Could you please give us some more introduction about yourself, who you are as an individual and as a person?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. As I said earlier, and as you mentioned, Peter Nkotanyi is my name, and I happen to be serving as a principal for Cornerstone Leadership Academy, Rwanda, and I am married. Yes. I have a very beautiful wife and blessed with 2 children, and I am into mentoring young people. Despite of the work I have at the academy, of reading the school, even outside the school, I am more into mentorship, and more specifically youth mentorship, with the Youth Impact Mission, iLead, and many other youth organizations. So that's where I am, and that's who I am as well.
So anybody who needs your mentorship should find in the Youth Impact Mission organization? That's where you're currently located?
No, I am free.
You're free.
I am not limited to Youth Impact Mission,
Okay.
to Africa Youth Leadership Forum. That's where, like, I am more, like, available. But again, out of that, I still do provide a hand where possible with mentoring young people.
Yes, Mr. Ngozi, could you please provide a more detailed information about what you mentor the most?
It's more of character development.
Character development.
Unlocking young people's potentials and guiding them to into their future careers. How do they make career choices, and all that. That guidance. How do we have strong foundation to the competence we are searching here and there? Yes, competence is very much needed, but character is as important as competence.
So you're one of the leaders that believe that leadership is not only taught but also mentored through character development.
Yes.
Okay. So
more than 100%.
More than 100%.
Yes.
Aha. This brings me to the question that says, why do you believe that Rwanda needs a value-based leadership program now?
Because Rwanda needs to achieve its vision 2050. And the vision 2050 and the NST2 is seeking to have a very strong economy that is strong because of strong people. And strong people in this form is strong people with strong character, with strong competence. So competence and character is the only thing that can make Rwanda achieve its vision 2050 of having this strong economy, having this education system that will attract all other people to come to benefit from it, and to have this health sector that is inspiring other nations. We want to be like a healthy hub, but that health hub can never be in Rwanda without competent people and without people with character. So character development is very key in achieving this vision of Rwanda. And having iLead and all it brings to the table, and then all it contributes to the nurturing of young generation, it's like a step ahead in preparing the future generation for the future that Rwanda is dreaming about.
Okay, Principal Nkotanyi, among the youth that are at your school and some of the youth that are following us that are outside of school, there's some of them that don't know what NST2 is. Could you please, in relation to what we're talking about, could you please talk about NST2 and what is really required of from the youth that is outside or in schools at the moment?
I think it's the dream of the country. NST2 can't be taken out of the Vision 2050 or away from Vision 2050. And it's, in short, in an easy language, it's the dream of the government of Rwanda to take Rwanda as a nation to a better future where we'll be having like high education, like high level quality of education. And some time back when we were in Umushikirano, I think 2018, 18th Umushikirano, our president was answering a question of the quality, saying we are into education for all, but again the quality is missing. And he said, when we can first iron out the issue of dropouts, then we can iron out the issue of quality. And then the dream of 2050 or the NST2 program, it is seeking to have every Rwandan child in school, but again being provided with high quality education. That's for young people to understand better. And then it's having an economy that is able to provide jobs to all the community, to all the population, to all its population. And the role of youth in that.
Yes.
It's becoming part of problem solvers. How do we use this technology that is available? How do we embark and use this AI trends that is coming? How do we get interactive with this technology that we can become now job creators, not only job seekers? How do we venture into this IT world and then compete to create jobs to the community? And then by doing so, we are creating the economy that we are dreaming about. By doing so, by use of this AI and then the ICT tools, the available resources like the internet and connectivity that we have here, then we can venture into that and we help the government to make that Rwanda that we are dreaming about.
Yes.
And that's the role of young people. It's as easy as that. When we go into the technical terms and all that, it might be hard as something that is sophisticated. But the easy thing is, we are dreaming to get a better Rwanda, where we'll be having a high quality education, where we'll be having a very strong economy, where investors will be freely investing in Rwanda because it will be a hub of many great future, many great investors, and then the health sector, and like we want to have to like the level, the standard of living is going to be risen a bit, the life expectancy to go to maybe to add some more other years. But then, what is my role as an individual? I need to get ready for the opportunities that comes with that. I need to be an agent of that transformation that is going to be happening. And how do I become that? I need to be mentally ready, physically ready, socially ready, and then spiritually ready. And the spirituality this time is not just godliness, but the discipline that comes with that.
I think Mr. Peter gave us a very well-prepared overview of what is expected of young people, of
great.
where we are going and the space for young people. And this brings me back to Kerene. Many programs have been brought into schools. iLead is some of them. I want us to look at that experience that was so personal in roundtable sessions of iLead that made you realize that this one, I'm going to own it. It is not going to be a school thing. It is not going to be. This is personal. What was that moment that made you realize, oh, this iLead, I'm taking it seriously. I'm taking it on heart. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know a moment where you reach when you're like very young and you realize I need to grow up? Yeah. So I was, as I said, I was a very, how do I say, energetic person.
I see.
But as I am now. But at the time, it was mixed with so many, say, direct decisions and everything. So the moment I started reading and I got to that part of, first of all, integrity.
Wow, yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah.
And that part of you can't control what's going on outside, but you can control what's going on inside. That was the moment of, oh, I need to change. And and I could pick a thing or two from this book. So I should really, And that moment was, I cannot forget it. I think we were in our biology lab. That's where we did our iLead, me and my group. We were allowed to do it. At the time, we were allowed to do it anywhere in the school, so long as we were comfortable. So we were reading. I can even remember the view that I had of my classmates, and I was reading, and it was the realization moment. I was like,
This one,
I really need to change. I need some real
relate.
character development.
I can relate. That is so true. And you told us about how you really use that in your leadership journey.
Yeah, that was one of the core ones.
Yeah, and let me step outside of high school, out of Gashola Girls. You're done with high school now. No more clubs, no more culture troupe rehearsals. We are now into the words. I want you to take us into the creative industry that you joined, particularly in poetry. How did you carry the heritage and of iLead and incorporating it into your talent that you had of poem?
Incorporating those two really came still in high school. I just continued with it and really wove into that when I went out of high school. Actually, I think I needed it more when I was in high school, but let's talk about the time outside of high school. So the first thing that was needed was to always keep calm, keep positive, and have a good attitude and respect others. That was number one, because I got to work with different people, choreographers. You get to work with choreographers. You work with singers, and being around celebrities, sometimes you might lose your attitude. And because sometimes your schedule gets bumped up, you say maybe you're supposed to start at 2 p.m., but then somebody else comes because they have a tight schedule, they put them at 2 p.m. and they shift you to 5 p.m. And that just happens because everybody's busy, but they've never shifted me to 5 p.m. Maybe a few minutes and a few things. I'm just giving an example.
And you're performing, you have to be smiling.
Yeah, it's not a performance. we're in rehearsals at the time. It's rehearsals. Okay. Performances, well, it's a usual thing. I think I'm used to it. At some point, you go knowing maybe you're going to perform last, and they put you as number one.
I mean, no one wants to do anything when they're pissed.
Yeah, nobody wants to do it. Yeah. And when you're working with people, I'm telling you, most of the time, everybody else is gonna be pissed, so you have to be the one to not be pissed, because
you went through iLead.
Yeah, because you learned about it, and I'm just like, that's just my mindset. I'm like, I have to be the positive one because I know 100%. There's somebody who's going to get pressured, and that will not be me.
All right.
So, because I affect the environment. So there was that. So you can see that everything came in handy. The respect, the attitude, the growth mindset, the open mindset to know that everybody is a person. They have something they're dealing with, and to not misinterpret their intentions. So that basically wove into my character, and it didn't just become a tool. It was a character that I had to hold and to continue with, and I still work with today very much. And
I see. One last thing, like a follow-up. You are in a creative industry, and we learn in iLead that leadership is mostly about impact.
Yeah.
How do you balance between impact and self-expression?
Yeah. Okay, so you have to know that either way, whenever you have a microphone and you're talking, or even when you're walking, when somebody has noticed you, there's an impact that you're leaving. So even if it is self-expression, it's always going to have an impact on someone.
But on a personal basis, which one goes first?
Let me get to that.
Yeah.
So on a personal basis, first of all, especially with the way I work with most of the things that I'm required to do, the performances, it's like you go in a restaurant and you order, say I want this and I want that, but I have to put in my personal signature, say that, you know? So even though I would love very much to write about me and everything I want and everything I feel, which I do occasionally, I have to remember that at some point there's a small kid somewhere, somehow, who is listening. There is always a small kid listening, watching on TV. And as much as, yes, I care about the older people, my mind always goes to that one kid who is watching the TV, who is watching that on YouTube. What are they going to think? What are they going to remember? If they meet me in the street, how are they going to see me? So it goes beyond just delivery. It goes to, again, my daily life. Because they're going to see me and I have to leave an impact. And so differentiating them is, for me personally, it has been a hard thing, but I've always kept in mind that the person I am is an influence to people around. So I have to work on that to the point where that personality on stage and outside, even if I'm performing as a witch, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
At least the message that we're delivering as a group,
it will be peace. Yeah.
it will be an integral piece, and I don't do anything other than that outside the box of delivering a positive, great and encouraging message. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Principal, after all that you've heard from people like Kerene, who have been part of the high school that you lead, what could you share with your fellow principals all over the country who have not yet got that chance to have iLead in their schools? You face and have a lot of reports every week. What transformations have you seen among the children that you lead because of the iLead program that you've been able to accommodate at your school?
Wow, that's a good question. I think at Cornerstone Leadership Academy, we have a leadership curriculum.
Okay.
But beyond that leadership curriculum, we felt like it was very important as well to have iLead as an added value to the leadership curriculum we had. And now I imagine now for a school that doesn't even have one. The kids would be
They really need iLead,
And they can't at least have our curriculum, but they can have iLead. iLead is available to all the schools.
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity. And they are in need of what iLead is bringing to them. So lucky them. The wait is over now. They are lucky that iLead came, and it came in a timely period. And let's thank God for the John Maxwell and the team for thinking, and again for our president, for thinking about Rwanda and fighting hard to see whatever that would contribute to achieving this great vision. Like, imagine if you have a lot of dreams, but you choose to go to a high economy with knowledge based, like high income state with knowledge based economy, and then you go for that. What does that mean? You're targeting competence, knowledge based. The economy is going to grow massively for the state, where every individual will have highest GDP, and you want to grow the people. And how do you grow people? You grow them by building their values, and then you build their competence as well.
Good.
And NST2, as I was saying, it's a roadmap to that. It's a roadmap to that great vision. And if we are nurturing young people, we are shaping them to contribute to that future that we are dreaming about. So if then we pump them with a lot of chemistry, biology, all the sciences, the arts, the TVET courses and all that. They'll be skilled, but when they can't have the character to sustain the skills that they have, then it will all be in vain.
Yes, that's true.
That's why I would encourage all the head teachers to think twice and then see how possible they can embrace iLead. But again, be intentional. Having it on campus alone is not enough. But making sure that you facilitate it, you follow up, and you make sure it is doing what it really came to do. It is serving the real purpose it came to serve. Otherwise, it would be there, and then at the end of the day, you won't see the impact. But we have a student-led culture at the academy, and the students do every detail that we want them to do by themselves. And iLead, when iLead comes in, and it starts like some of the values that teachers like in I Choose, when they start teaching you like accountability, they start teaching you resilience, they start teaching you respect. Then you don't need to fight with the kids to respect one another. They are already seeing the importance of that.
Yeah,
and
that's what I wanted to ask you. As someone who has seen children grow from different grades to other grades. You see, you have their life before their transformation and the life after transformation. How could you describe that transformation? I want you to elaborate more and show the people outside who have not got a chance to have iLead what it could be like if they had that iLead in terms of those transformation to their kids.
I think I am sorry for the patrons and matrons, but iLead might chase them. but it will help them do their work better. Because the discipline in discipline cases reduce because people are now self-led and they are more value-based in whatever they are doing. So their judgment, the decisions they are making, they are value-based. And that's the Rwandan we would dream of having and we would dream of raising.
Yes.
If we are to raise a Rwandan that is going to contribute and bring an impact, and be a pivot or a pillar in Vision 2050, then he should be value-based leader.
Yes.
And whatever they would be doing, by the way, the schools that we are leading today, in few years to come, they will be in the hands of the students we are leading now.
Yeah, that's true.
And how will those schools be in the hands of those students we are now shaping? I am an example of that.
Do you also believe that the robots will lead schools at one time?
No.
Okay.
Robots will be led by us. Maybe to lead the schools.
Let's hope so.
But by us. I was a student a few years ago at Cornerstone Leadership Academy.
Hey, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And
what a man you've become,
maybe the teachers who were teaching me were shaping me for the future.
That's true.
We were not sure of. But now today, it's me now contributing to the future they were shaping now, to the future that they were dreaming. But no one is knowing who and who. There is this story of Charles. Is it Charles? The ex-prime minister of Britain.
Boris, is it?
Not Boris. No, he's not the recent one. He was told by his teacher that he's academically weak and he can't be taught.
Oh.
Wow.
And the teacher were tired of him.
That's really
instead
sad.
of encouraging him, instead of like unlocking his potentials, they chose to say, you're very weak. They discouraged him. And the guy fought for himself.
Have the resilience.
He had to apply the resilience, the value of resilience. And then after, he became the prime minister in the country where they were still citizens.
Wow.
And the school was still there. And they had chased him out of the school. And now imagine how now this school will benefit from his leadership. But when you have the positive attitude, you still make that school a better environment for the next generation.
Yes, Principal Nkotanyi, as we wind up the podcast of today, I want you to share us on the perspective of a parent. Now, you said you are married and you are blessed with children. So I want you to share with us how you feel iLead should really impact parents raising up children into people they want them to become. Because there's no parent in this world who wishes for their children to become not a good person. What would you say about that?
Thank you. But the other prime minister is Churchill.
Churchill.
Not Charles.
That's great.
So Churchill was chased by the teachers that he was academically weak.
Wow. Okay.
But he built on his values. And there is one story with him where a driver was driving him to a radio station. And then when he dropped him there, the Churchill told him, can you wait for me? I want to delay. He said, no, I am rushing. I'm going to listen to Churchill. He didn't know he was driving Churchill. So
okay.
that we don't know the goal that we are having in the students that we are nurturing. So we need to be intentional in shaping them into the future they would be, into the great leaders they would become. And who knows, they might be the one to rescue us from whatever we are suffering with. And to the parents now, how would iLead help the parents? One, the values that iLead brings are the ones that every parent would wish their children to have. And it is coming to emphasize whatever they wish their children to apply in their lives. I am, as a parent, I would love my daughter and my sons to be women and men of integrity.
That's true.
To be a woman of virtue. And iLead is like, let me bring the virtues now. Let me bring that integrity. Let me make it practical to this child. Let me bring respect to this child, where I will tell him, you don't need to respect people because of their backgrounds or what they have. You need to respect them because they are human beings. And where will respect take people? It takes them to the high table, as our president always say. We always learn from the sources that we respect. The moment you respect certain teacher, you will learn from them a lot. The moment you respect your leader, in whichever sector you might think about, you will learn a lot from them, because we learn from the sources we respect. And then iLead is teaching your children to be resilient, to fight hard, even when they feel like they can give up, as giving up is the best option. iLead is telling them, keep fighting, my daughter. Keep fighting, my son. And if I can have that voice recorded, put in a headset, and then I can put that headset in the ear of one of my children to keep listening to it.
Yes.
Whichever family you might be coming from, challenges will always come. And your son, your daughter needs to have this voice, this value that is telling him or her that continuing is the best option. Giving up will never take you out of the challenge you are in. And Nelson Mandela said, it's foolish to stop in the hell. When you're going through the hell, it's foolishness to stop, because when you stop, you don't go out of it, you die in the hell. But it's wise to keep going. And that's resilience. So that's what we want our children to have. And iLead is bringing all that.
Yes.
It's bringing success as a result of hard work, not a fate.
Yes.
And that's what we need our children to have. It's bringing like the thirsty for learning more, that continuous hunger for learning. And that's what we want. So as parents, we are lucky to have got another voice into the ears of our children in shaping their bright future.
Yeah. And Kerene and Odile, most of you who know, and those who don't know, iLead program provides you with the time to put in action what you've learned from the roundtables. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The conversation has been, we are learning a lot, especially from a principal who has been on the ground on a school where iLead has been operating.
Very much so.
Kerene, back to you. Can you tell me, as well as the people following us, your top 3 values that you got from iLead?
Yeah.
And I'll follow up on that after that.
So the first value, which I think everybody should have, is integrity. And as my pastor once said, let me quote from my pastor: the integral thing means being one person everywhere. So the person you are here is the person you are there. So don't be joyful with people and then be sad, or be joyful alone and be sad in public. You get what I mean? So that's one. Number 2 is respecting everyone and anyone, because everybody has a certain treasure that they have in themselves that you might not see right now, but it's there, because that is how everybody is.
Wow.
And number 3, I would say, is attitude. Your attitude matters very much, because so much as everything going around might be challenging, it can either change you or you can change it, you know? So it can either win you over or you can win it over with your attitude, because it matters very, very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, those are very important for everyone, not only students. It is so easy to critique this and say, of course you went to Gasho, like, what do you mean? Of course you know that, of course. But what can you tell a young girl, someone from high school or an iLead alumni who feel ordinary, like if an impact is spoken of, it does not concern them, because it is for the some kind of people who had certain opportunities. What can you do? You think there is someone who is supposed to be like, I'm just ordinarily, I'm there, and
okay, so allow me to say
flow.
this. Allow me to say this. You are exactly what you want to be.
Whoa.
So whatever you want to be, you will work towards it. And in the beginning, for you to form and morph yourself into an ordinary person, who is actually not an ordinary person, because even the people we look at as ordinary, they have a personality and a life. So much as you would love to see yourself as that, you've even morphed yourself into that, and you can morph out of it. Nobody is ordinary unless they choose to. And that is one of the worst positions somebody can be in, to try and be ordinary, to try and fit in. Because so much as you fit in, let me say this, you're only going to fit in if you're sitting in an audience, not when you're standing on the podium and speaking. You see that?
That's a thing, yeah.
Yeah. So for you to fit in, you might have to lose some pieces and add some other things that are not even yours to carry. So first of all, be yourself, but be your best self, as my mom always says. Kudos to my mom.
Wow.
Be your best self.
Be your best self.
Yeah, there's no ordinary person unless they choose to be. And even that, ordinary as it is not so ordinary. It's just a figurative thing that covers up the gold that somebody has inside of them.
Yeah, thank you. We were chatting a while ago, and we talked about how traveling Rwanda, there are a lot of schools. The quality of education is not that as high, and English is not a common language. And recently, the REB, actually, that is now partnering with iLead to avail iLead content to schools, has... Initially, iLead was going to translate its books into Kinyarwanda, but they were like, we want them to learn English, so they stopped the translating process. I want you to talk about, we can agree that there are systems that broke people, and there are opportunities, and there is that thing that there is I wasn't able to have what you have. I wasn't able to go to Gashola, for example. I wasn't able to go to Cornerstone. That person right there, and they're struggling with English. Maybe this might not reach them directly. Maybe someone will tell them who had the podcast. What can you tell that person? Do you think it is ever like too late to start and work on and truly personalize the iLead principles, the integrity, what can you tell particularly that let's move out of that you get. I think you understand it. Now it's a countrywide thing and it's worldwide.
I understand.
And there's a lot of people,
So first of all, that stereotype of Gashora girls, please get it out of your mind. Everybody has to work on themselves. The only thing...
No, I think Gashora...
No, I want to tell everybody, please. The school helps us very much and pushes us as individuals to be our best versions, but we also have to put in our effort.
Yeah.
So much as what I'm about to say. English is not our mother tongue, but then again, there's also a problem in proficiency in Kinyarwanda. Is right? As our president even recently said in the Umushikirano. How many people can you find that they speak good Kinyarwanda? It's a problem. So what I'm going to say about English, it's like every other language. You shouldn't feel that it's a language that is not like others. So as much as you would want to be proficient in English, it's the same as in Kinyarwanda. It takes practice, it takes reading, it takes writing, and it takes confidence.
So you're telling them to start. Go on.
Yeah, start. Go on. Don't be afraid. And I love to say this. We love to encourage people. Say, go out there. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay. Let me tell you this. I think you would rather make mistakes when you're 15 and in a debate somewhere on a provincial level rather than make mistakes when you're on a podium on a national level when you're 35 and you're a minister, right?
Wow.
I think. Yeah. So you are going to make mistakes, but you can decide when you make them. Wow. So go ahead and make that practice. Put the effort into it. If you're mixing up the language, if you can even hear that me even now, I mixed up some words and, that happens. It's normal. It's not normal. People should not keep doing that. It's not okay. But it happens. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Start the practice. Be confident. And as our education system is putting in more effort to get people to speak more English and even Kinyarwanda, just proficiency. Basically, what we do and we do it well. So put it into practice. Do what you gotta do. Be confident. Nobody was born knowing any language. We learned it all. You can learn it at 5 years old. You can learn it at 50 years old. Depends on your determination and what you want to do. There's nobody who is unable to do anything in this world. Nobody.
Wow, that is new. Courage to everyone who's listening. If you felt like I'm behind, you can be sitting here. You could maybe next time can be you. Life begins with no choice, but as you age, it starts to based on the choices that you make.
And remember, no choice is also a choice.
Yes, no choice. That was actually one of my favorite lines from my iLead books. Yeah. So as we wind up, Kerene, complete this sentence. A young person becomes a change maker when
they decide to. But that decides to also starts from within somebody. So you have to first decide, because change you don't grab the change and then implicate it. It comes from within. So you have to first become what you want to see. You become the change you see, and then you start changing the world. It just happens. And one becomes a change maker when they decide to.
So what I'm hearing, if you find something that is not going well at your school, in your community, and you want to see the change, go on, as Kerene said, go on and be the change. And
by the way, kudos. That's a quote from one of my friends. If you want to see change, first change yourself, then change the outside first.
Yes. So go on. I mean, I think that is very wonderful insight from someone who is a high school graduate. Well done to the projects you have already been taking on, and courage will be fanning from behind our screens.
Yeah, it's okay. You can
That's
leave a
it.
like or even
Yeah.
recommend me.
Of course, yes. Karen, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Karen, you can.
Okay, back to Principal Nkotanyi. So it's been many years since you last finished high school and university and became a leader. We didn't have a lead program in our schools back then, but our leaders and you people, like you, Mr. Nkotanyi, have leadership values. How would you compare the leadership values you learned then and now, and leadership values children or the youth of today are learning right now through the iLead program?
Well, leadership values can be anywhere. They are not only in the books.
Yeah, yes.
They are picked from anywhere as long as you choose to go for them. But lucky enough, I personally got privileged to go through Cornerstone. And then we had the leadership program and then the curriculum. Cornerstone had 3-year curriculum for leadership. And then I got chances to go into trainings in Youth Impact Mission. They organize leadership conferences and workshops. I had chances to get many of the values from there. Africa Youth Leadership Forum provides that. And then I went to Itorero, Gigihugu, and then I was more privileged even to go to Indangamirwa, cohort 12, and then I went through a lot. And then that means before even iLead came, there were those values. And iLead came to complement what was there. And if you choose not to have values, it's more of a choice than the absence of the values. We can even choose to pick those values from the leaders that we respect ourselves. In your community, you can't fail to get someone with integrity. And if you respect integrity, then you can pick it from that person. You can't fail to get someone who is innovative. If you want to be innovative, pick it from that person. You can't fail to get someone who is courageous. Pick the courage. Pick it up. Own it. Use it for yourself. So those values are the like true north principles with people around in our community. It's up to us to choose all the values from different people. They might not all be in one single person, but they are in all those people. They're the ones that shapes our community. Whatever is good in our community, it's what we can embark on. And if you can pick 7 from 7 people, then you have 7. And then you shine. Then you become better. And then you do more. And the world always rewards that. It's your courage to pick those values from where you want them from. But now, lucky at the young generation now, who have the chances of having those prior available values in existence with people around them. But again, they have them documented down in iLead program and curriculums. They have the textbook within them. But sad enough, they keep those textbooks into their suitcases or in their dormitories or under their beds or in the garden, school garden.
And some of them use them to cover books.
Some of them use them?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe.
You've seen your face on book cover? You've seen your face on book cover?
So all those, that's the way, like, when you see an iLead material left on ground or in a classroom, it's the same as the values that are in our community that we just take for granted.
Mr. Nkotanyi, what kind of Rwanda do you really wish to retire in? Like, how do you describe that country?
Wow.
Your retirement country.
Wow. I don't have to. I feel like I am contented with what our president dreamed of. And
what we have achieved.
2050, by the way, 2050, I'll be in my retirement. So I want to retire in Rwanda of 2050.
2050.
And which Rwanda is that one? Maybe if I would clarify it to make it a bit more clear, not the Vision 2050. It's Vision 2050, yes. But what is that Vision 2050 I would want to retire in? I would love to retire in a country where young people are regarded as a generation of values, where ethics are not traded for popularity.
Yes.
That's important.
Where values are not hidden for love, so that you be loved, so that you get a lot of followers.
That's true.
Where character is not traded for a paycheck of YouTube followers or Instagram views.
That's true.
But it's highly applied. Values are highly applied in every action and decision of their life. We'll have peace in that country if people are value-centered. We'll have a strong economy because hard working will not be for weak people. It will be for strong people. We will reach very far because excellence will be a goal of every individual. And that's the country I want to retire in. And that's the spirit I implant in every young people that I get a chance to interact with.
That's true.
Where integrity will not be looked as a little thing, but it will be a foundation of all the other things we are talking about. That will create a nation without corruption, where you will get service because you're supposed to get it, not because you were able to bribe. That's the Rwanda I am dreaming about. That's the Rwanda of 2050.
Wow.
That's the Rwanda of 2040.
Yeah.
And
That's a land
if
of honey and milk.
no, I think honey and milk is not enough
It's not enough.
to describe that.
Yeah, that's true.
But we can achieve more if we choose to be the change that we want to see.
Yes.
And my contribution is, how can I live by those values? In Kinyarwanda they say, uwibahetse aba yigishwa mu mugongo. Ubinyangamugayo ahetse aba yerekwa uwo mu mugongo.
That's true.
Ubinyangabirama ahetse aba yerekwa uwo mu mugongo. When you choose to respect people, those under your care will respect people. When you choose to be courageous, those who look up to you, they will be courageous. When you choose to be hardworking, those who look up to you, they will be hardworking. And that's a call to everyone that is in responsibility now to nurturing the future. And whether you're thinking of nurturing the future or not thinking about it, as long as you have people that are under your care, then you have that responsibility.
That's true.
And if we can do that, Mother Teresa said, if everyone can clean in front of his home, the whole world can be clean. Let that start with an individual, with every one of us. And then by doing so, that Rwanda, I am sure our grandchildren would appreciate us for contributing to make that Rwanda a possible and a present life for them. Thank you.
Wow, Kelly, that was a masterpiece from Mr. Nkotanyi. Thank you so much for the contribution you're making in terms of getting the young people ready for what Rwanda is looking for. Thank you, Kerene, for your presence. It was an honor having you.
Thank you for hosting me.
And as an iLead alumni, we are looking forward to welcome so many more to share with us their experience and what they're using the iLead content they got. And I can't wait to have each one of you that is listening on the podcast. Kelly, thank you so much for hosting the podcast.
Thank you.
It is
thank
an
you.
honor to have you and have your face as well on iLead Books.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. See you until the next podcast, I guess. We can't wait to have you.